What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
I know what's going on. It's the shoot-around. Fresh off a big Tuesday episode with the kid Gowie. If you haven't digested the Tuesday show yet, go find it on YouTube, man. We had a lot of fun.
Shout out to Gowie, man.
Shout out to Gowie, dude. He was a lot of fun, man. I like having people like him on.
Representing the H-Town.
Man, I'll tell you what. Good job, Hart, for tracking him down, man.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Something we did not talk about on Tuesday, we probably should have, and I didn't think about it because we were kind of caught up having fun, we saw the farewell, if you will, of Inside the NBA on TNT. When the Eastern Conference Finals ended, so did the NBA on TNT. Now, we know that show is going to go on. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite things this week has been somebody posted, like, what's your favorite Inside the NBA moment? And I've watched hundreds of these videos that people have just been posting their favorite funny moments. And you got to stop sometimes and go, shit, that show was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Like, that was just a show of, like, four dudes that got each other and just had a lot of fun. So shout out to them, and shout out to Craig Sager's wife, Stacy, who posted as the NBA on TNT signed off one of the cooler pictures I've seen this week. Did you see this, Rob?
No, I didn't see that.
So she posted, Craig used to keep all of his mic flags. When you hold a microphone on camera, they always give you that little triangular, what's called a mic flag. There's a couple on the shelf behind me here at the radio station to put on your microphone so you could ID. And he's got them from the Braves, he's got them from TNT, from NBC Sports, from all the. And there is just a wall of old mic flags that Stacy posted a picture of as like a little farewell to Inside the NBA, which I thought was dope because, one thing that I don't think we've talked enough about has been Craig Sager's legacy with the NBA on TNT. Right. One of the all-time best guys in the world. Rob, did you ever cross paths with Craig? Did you get to talk to Craig?
Funny story.
Okay, here we go.
Story time.
I know Craig very well.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, Craig's wife Stacy, who I did an event with her a couple of years back out here in LA because they auctioned off a car. If you look on her Instagram, it's the first one. It was like Derek Jeter took a picture in front. It was like I think it was a BMW.
Okay.
And so the reason we became close is because when I was in college, I had this young lady who we remain nameless,
of course,
that was in love with me. And every time I turn up, she would just pop up like, "Hey, Robert," tried to date me and all this kind of stuff. One day we were on frat row, and she was like, "When are you gonna go up?" And I said, "Listen, I don't want to go out with you." She's like, and she was like, "Why not?" I said, "Listen, I don't want." And then my best friend Key just was like, "Man, don't you go out with a girl?" I'm like, "No!" And I just took off running down frat row. And I just took off running, and from that moment on, people were like, "Why the hell is Robert running?" He was like, and I left her in the back, and we would laugh about that because she became a lovable. She became a dancer for the Lovables and all this kind of stuff. We became friends after that, and so that's how I met Craig and Stacey, from a girl that used to want to date me in college. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah,
I was wondering how that was going to come back around to Craig Sager. Yeah.
So me and Craig would laugh and joke about it, and that's how him and I became close. So, yeah.
One of the best dudes, man.
Yeah. Oh,
one of
awesome
the
guy.
best dudes ever. Craig Sager. Did you ever have anything like that, like where you would keep things? Like, I like Craig Sager kept his mic flags and stuff like that. Like, do you have anything that you've ever held on to just for sentimental reasons? Anything, even if it's just insignificant and small?
I used to keep all my shoes from the finals.
Okay.
And that's that. And then the only thing that's really worth any value is I stole. I don't say stole. I just say I think I earned it. I just took it. But I have Clyde and Dreams jerseys from the playoffs. I have Kobe's and Shaq's jersey from the playoffs. And that's why I always became friends with the equipment manager. So when they would trust you and leave you in the equipment room by themselves.
Yeah,
next thing you know,
turn a blind eye, things disappear.
And so so those are two things that I hold dear. Those jerseys right there, especially
that's cool.
The Kobe 8 jersey. Not the 24. I play with 8. So those two jerseys.
Yeah, that's the guy you played with. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Question from Chris: if SGA wins an NBA title, does it automatically make him the greatest Thunder player ever? He puts in parentheses, blame Perk, not me. I guess this was a perk thing. So does SGA, if he wins the title with the Thunder, is he the best Thunder player ever?
You know, it's
and they haven't had and we're keep it specifically to OKC.
Yeah,
We're not going to count Seattle.
Yeah, and it's so weird. Do you say that he's better than James, Russ, or
Durant?
Durant, and I think you let's just take Russ for instance because he was there the longest. Is he better than Russ? Did he have the longevity as Russ? And that's
longevity is the problem, right?
Yeah, and I think sometimes he won the title, and that automatically puts you in a special category. Hell, if that was the case, I'd been in the Hall of Fame fucking years ago, with my 7th title.
Yeah, really.
So I think you can't blame guys for not winning championship. And sometimes, he hasn't won a championship. Does that not mean he's not great? He's still great. And I think right now, he's probably second on that list behind Russ to me. I think right now, Russ is still the all-time greatest Thunder, but he's right behind him. I don't think just because he wins a championship, he moves in front of Russ. But I think if he's there for like 2 more years, he will pass Russ.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough question because, like you said, he ain't been there long enough. I mean, he'd be able to do what those guys couldn't, and that's bring a title. And there are some people who would say that would catapult him over those guys simply because he was able to not only win the MVP, but also bring a title. So I can't, it's hard to argue against it, but from a player's perspective, I don't think so. Like you said, with Russ and the longevity, but if somebody was to really say that and try to make an argument, I don't think I'd argue with them because you can only go so far because he was able to not only win the MVP, which means he's being recognized as the best player in the league, and he was able to bring home the title. So, hey.
That's a short list.
Hey. Yeah. If that's how you feel about it, I won't argue with you one bit because it's hard for me to do so. Even with the longevity of those other guys, because if they were able to bring home those other guys may be better players, but to be able to be like the most important player in Oklahoma City basketball history, hey.
I mean, guy who brings home the trophy is not a bad guy to hang your hat on to say
and won MVP in the same year.
MVP. Yeah. Now he sticks around 2-3 more years. Maybe gets back to the finals once more.
Maybe wins another MVP.
Wins a second one?
Yeah.
Dude, forget it. Then I think the conversation starts to drift away.
Yeah.
But since we talk about, what I can't stand, and we talked about it, and it's been so thrown in your face now because of this. It's like when you talk about if he wins a title, does he become the face of the league? And I'm like, dude, stop. No. It's like the face of the league.
We've got to get off that conversation.
Stop with the face of the league.
That's a tired.
Yeah, and it's just like that's one of the things I was just looking at there. Every time I hear that, I turn the channel. So that's how I see all the stuff that we talk about because they talk about the same bullshit on TV all the time. Yeah. So I flip the channels to find something else to keep me entertained.
And what you also got to take into consideration when you start talking about this face of the league thing, even though what you do on the court is the most important, it's not just about what you do on the court. Like you look at any other guy that we may have considered the face of the league, you pretty much saw them everywhere. They represented the league not only on the floor, but off the floor in some capacity. Now, everybody has their take on who they thought the face of the league was in each decade or in each generation. But most people would agree that for a long time, when you start talking about the face, LeBron has been the face of the league for a minute. Regardless of what people want to think. Yes, you had Joker. Yes, you had Giannis and guys like that who also probably share a little bit of that as well. But LeBron James, for the longest period of time, has been the quote-unquote face of the league. And most people can't argue that, whether you like him or not.
Because he's the most famous basketball player. You know what I mean? Right. It's not even about he represents everything that's right with the NBA. It's just he's the most famous guy. Him and Steph. Again, I said this last week. My wife can name 2 basketball players, LeBron James and Steph Curry.
Right.
So that has to count for something. All right, then Rob, to your point, the tired narrative's over because pretty much the rest of the shoot around is total nonsense.
Yay!
So this is where you get to have some fun. Congratulations to the Marlins and the Rockies, who on Monday night set the Major League record for the lowest attendance at a Major League Baseball game in history when they had how many people attend that game on Monday night? Marlins and the Rockies. Rockies, far and away the worst team in Major League Baseball. Marlins, far and away the worst team in the National League East. How many people do you think attended the Marlins-Rockies game on Monday night?
I didn't see this.
Thank God. Ruin all my other content. So
I would say 1,100.
okay, lower,
Lower,
I say 500 people.
lower,
250.
lower.
They should have just canceled the game.
137 people
Oh my god!
Get the fuck out of
was
here.
the
It's more
announced
people-
attendance for Monday night's Marlins Rockies game.
It's more people working.
137 people.
That's crazy.
So my
What was this
question,
game at?
this was Monday night in Miami. Now the Marlins suck. The Rockies are the worst team in baseball. So the Marlins can't draw a crowd
to say they lied.
just for like when like the Marlins draw a crowd when like they play the Red Sox or the Braves or the Yankees or teams that have a following.
Right.
Those fans will fill in. But yeah, you have arguably the worst team in baseball with the Rockies against one of the other worst teams in. So yeah, 137 people Monday night's game. Rob, what's the smallest crowd you've ever played in front of? Got to go back to like high school days, probably, right?
Probably at high school. Because I was very, very, very fortunate. My 4 years at Alabama, we sold out every home game while I was there.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's due to me. It was due to the success that Wimp
guys
put
were
on
good.
the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it has to be high school. Even in high school, my fucking gyms were packed. I think the lowest was when we went down into we played like a tournament in Florida, and Chris Jackson was playing. And after he left, everybody left.
That was it.
Yeah, and so it had to be about probably about 30, 40 people in the gym.
There you
probably
go.
about that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because we know the NBA. Well, NBA, you done played on teams where, I mean, y'all was just sell out every game. Everybody want to come see y'all. So
Especially Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers like shit. They want to see Shaq. Everywhere we went, someone wanted to see Shaq, so we sold out damn near everywhere we went with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And that's the bad thing about when you sell out. He's like, fuck, I gotta come with it tonight. We sold out.
Yeah, sold out. This place is packed to the rafters. I can't half-ass.
Yeah.
All right. Question from Dave. Rob, there's a gold digger test that's going around the internet this week. I'm sure you've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, God, thank you. Where basically it goes like this. A guy will go out to dinner with a girl, and then to see if she's a gold digger, he'll hit her with the bill. If she agrees to pay it, then he's like, hey, you passed the test. And if she refuses, then he is assuming that she's in this for the wrong reasons. The question was, since you've had as a guy who's had probably a lot of women interested in your bank account as much as your sparkling personality, how could you tell if a girl was into you for the wrong reasons?
that's a good question.
That's a great question.
Because, and I will tell you what, I am wildly curious about this.
Yeah, I think I've been very fortunate when I was single, that when I went out with someone that wasn't about the money. But I think a lot of times what you can tell by is how they act towards other people. For instance, I went on a date with a girl and she was very nasty towards the waitress. And that was flag number one. And then flag number two, we just happened to be sitting by a mirror and she kept checking herself out in the mirror. I literally asked for the check and I was like, I got an emergency, I gotta go. And I never talked to her again because it's just her whole attitude, the way she thought she was better than people.
Yeah.
And so that just, to me, when I was single, that was the biggest turnoff. How you act towards other people. If you're an asshole to other people, that means you have something wrong with you. So I just and I think a lot of times you can't go into a relationship wondering if she's going to be a gold digger. It's going to take more than one date.
I think the test is stupid, but I have seen it
Yeah.
all over the place this week.
It's gonna be because every girl wants to see. First of all, how they ain't testing you to see if you're a gentleman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, I was brought up with you pay the check,
Yeah.
and that's not me. That's just like that was chivalrous. It was like, okay, if you're if you ask a girl out, you pay the check.
oh damn, he threw that little piece in there. He says, when I was brought up where I have to pay the check. He didn't specify with who. He just said when.
I got news for you. I didn't have any game, so if a girl asked me out, I was paying the check that way too. I was happy to be in the conversation. Okay.
I also think you can tell a lot about somebody and by how they react to the term no or not right now.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I think you may not be able to do. she can want to do a whole lot of extravagant things. And you may not be able to do that right now because you may have other priorities. Not that you may not have the money, but you may have other things planned, other things you want to take care of first. If she can't understand that and she can't really see that, then that might be a red flag because life is going to throw so many things at you that's going to deter you from stuff. And you may have to kind of deviate from this and go over here. And she can't roll with the punches. That means she may be all about self. And if she's only with you because of what she thinks you can do for you, not because of who you are.
Yeah, good point. But I was always curious about people with money votes because I got to imagine that's in the back of your mind always. Yeah. Like, is she here for the right reason?
They could be setting you up though. Think about it, girl. Oh no, I got this, and then it's she's special. Oh, I got this, and then you married, and you look around like
she ain't got nothing.
I thought I had $500,000 in my bank account. I got $2 left. What the happened to it?
What just happened? That's called alimony. Oh shit. All right, bring back a character. We have reports this week that Tom Cruise is in serious discussions to bring back Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder. Do you remember? Did you ever see Tropic Thunder? Remember he played the wild, over-the-top studio executive who would just like cuss everybody out?
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, dude, Tropic Thunder was an amazing.
With the big belly,
he had the bald head, and he would just the hairy fingers. I guess it was like a parody of like Harry Weinstein, one of the Weinsteins or something. But he's the over-the-top ridiculous. But he stole the whole movie because it's Tom Cruise just laying waste to everybody. Just cussing everybody out and screaming. It's hysterical. So regardless of the movie or the show, is there a character you would like to see brought back?
Hey, that's a good one.
I can think of one for me.
What's the guy? What's the name of the show? He always says "fuck off."
You're talking about the guy from Ted Lasso.
No, not him.
I thought you were talking about Roy Kent from Ted Lasso.
No, Roy Kent. I love Roy Kent.
Roy Kent. Bring me more Roy Kent, by the way.
Yeah, he was a ball. He died on the plane in the show. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody, but the show where he had the kids, and at the end, the girl's husband took over. He did this in the Cadillac.
Oh, you're talking about the guy from Succession.
Succession.
I would like to see. What was his name? Oh my God, Roy. Wasn't their last name Roy?
Yeah.
I can't think of.
I would love to see him though. You take him and see how he got his fortune. And I'm doing the reverse.
Oh, you want the prequel?
Prequel.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when he first said his first "fuck off."
I like that one. That's good. I mean, dude, unintentionally, you gave me a good one, Roy Kent. I'll take Roy Kent all day long from Ted Lasso. Hilarious. Jack Bauer.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, the height of 24.
Yeah.
Of what a good character that Jack Bauer was. And they kind of it just worn down over the years because they just destroyed that man's life every season. But what a good character.
You ain't lying.
Dude, what a good character.
Every Monday, I
was hooked on 24 for a long time. Yeah. First 3-4 seasons of that show were
it was crack.
Outstanding. And then it got kind of
watched one season.
Watered down. You only watched one?
The first season.
The first season was very good. Dude, subsequent seasons hold up. Yeah. Like the first 4 seasons of that show, really, really good.
But here's the reason why. This was before DVR and all this kind of stuff. And if I missed like a couple episodes, I wouldn't watch the show.
No, you were.
I was I ain't watching it. I don't know what happened. So I'm really weird about that.
You had to go buy the DVDs. All right, question from Kenny. Is anyone on the show buying the bath soap made from Sydney Sweeney's bathwater? Honestly, this might be the grossest thing I've ever heard of. Now, if it was Holly Berry's bathwater, maybe. He wants to know our celebrity crush.
Oh, shit.
Because I basically think that's sort of the idea, right? They're selling this bathwater because everyone thinks this girl's hot. And she is, but I'm not buying anybody's bathwater.
Celebrity crush.
So celebrity crush.
You know who yours is, Harps. I don't know why you playing around.
I'm not. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I want to see who your celebrity crush is.
I think I got a couple, but I mean, Taylor Rooks is probably one of them.
That's a good one. Can't fight with you.
Celebrity. I mean, she's a celebrity-ish, but she is some form of a celebrity
enough. Yeah, I think so.
That's the one right now, and probably, someone like Megan Good.
Oh,
did she just get married?
Yeah, she got married to what's his name? What's his name? Who used to be in the Marvel movies?
Yeah, he played the guy.
I don't know who the hell you're talking
Yes, you do. When you know the character, yes, you do too.
He's the
sure I
black
do.
guy with the big ass lips.
He
got
played in
trouble for
Creed.
beating his
He
wife
was the
up.
other.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
No, not
the
Michael
other
B.
one.
The other one.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Okay,
yeah.
I know, yeah, all right. Okay. Rob?
You know,
I mean, you could. We know. I think we know some of them. You know, like the Holly Berry.
And if you have to whisper, that's fine.
Yeah.
I know.
No, the door's closed. He's safe.
I don't have to whisper. She knows who my
safe harbor
person is. Yeah.
Safe harbor.
It used to be. It was Selma Hayek for long.
Well, obviously, you sat next to her
Yeah.
while you watched her naked.
That was it was before that.
Oh. Well, that made the sitting next to her while she was naked that much more exciting.
I know it, right? I was
Yeah.
like, that's why I was like crushing on. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. But you know, I'm gonna go old school. Like one of my first.
Oh, there is as a kid. Who was your
Yeah.
first crush? Who was your first celebrity crush as a kid? There's a good angle to that question.
Lynn Whitfield.
Okay.
Lynn Whitfield.
You know who
Yeah,
mine
well,
was? Strangely, I don't know if this was really strange, but Cindy Crawford.
I go with
I
that.
think because there was like a Pepsi ad where she was just in these little like jean shorts and a white tee, and it was just like
Yeah.
teenage Jenner's just melted. Like he was dead. He was in the bathroom way too long. It's like, are you coming out? I'm showering.
So, but when you get a chance to meet you know how you go through that, you know, your celebrity crushes changes.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah. For your over your.
And then so look over my shoulder.
Oh, look,
you know,
here it
my last, the one who was the current celebrity crush, is when I met her. I fell in love with her more, and I don't mess with love. I just
I know what
saying
you mean.
the
I
term.
know what you mean.
Paula Patton.
Paula Patton.
I
Robin Thicke's
love me some Paula Patton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like me some Paula Patton too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
All right,
There's just that something about that smile, boy. She got a pretty smile.
I mean that smile could blind the sun.
All right, last story. My favorite story of the week, honestly, Turkey began fining people who stand up in the aisle too early on the airplane. Congratulations, Turkey. How come we have not instituted this in America? Apparently, if you stand up to passengers who get out of their seat before the plane has stopped taxiing or crowd the aisle before it's time for their row to deplane, now face fines from the airline. This includes unfastening seatbelts, standing up, opening overhead compartments, or crowding the aisle while the plane is taxiing.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
So fine these people all day long.
not mad at that.
What is something else we need to start fining people for?
You know what my biggest pet peeve is? This is going to sound really
No, it's okay.
silly. I can't stand when people throw their cigarette butts out the window. That is like one of my biggest pet peeves. I know it sounds weird. I'm like, if you want to smoke, keep that shit inside your car because you could flick that out. And this is before we had all the fucking fires.
I was going to say
in LA.
California's on fire year round, it seems.
Yeah, but look at what's happening in Canada right now. It's just to me, it stays lit. It could hit another car, flicks it up, it goes in the brush and start a fire. Just if you don't want to have it in your fucking car, don't smoke. So that's my biggest pet peeve when people flick their butts out the window.
Thank you for adding out the window. Yeah.
Cigarette butts.
I'm gonna say when people don't want to wash their nasty ass hands in public when they
my
leave the
God,
bathroom,
dude.
you should be fine.
You stole mine 100% because I see it all day here at the radio station, and it drives
ridiculous.
me crazy. I mean, take care of business. I'm washing my hands. Some guy walks in, use the restroom, turn around, walk his ass back out. I'm like, we touch all the same stuff.
Don't tell me you don't wash your hands.
Ass back in here.
No,
Wash
I
your
was
okay.
hands.
gonna say, do you got anything?
If they work in this office, I will.
Yeah.
If they work across the hall, there's really not a whole lot I can say because they don't work with us. But if it's somebody, I'll be like, you better get back in here and wash your hands. Like,
No, I usually say so. I say, you're just gonna walk right in there without washing your hands, huh?
Yeah. But if it's people that like I know they're gonna be in this room touching my stuff, well, you turn your ass around. And
I
walk.
may not say something, but even when I don't say something, it's noted. Because, like I said, where we work, it's only so many people on this floor.
Yeah, I ain't shaking your dirty ass hand.
Yeah, it's noted. It's definitely noted.
I just had I was in the bathroom with a guy, and he walked out, and he's like, "Oh shit, Robert Ory." And he went out to shake my hand. I looked down, I was like, "Dude, I just seen you piss all over your hand. You want me to fucking shake your hand?"
And you didn't wash it. Yeah.
He looked at me like, "What?" I said, "You didn't fucking wash your hands. I was in the bathroom with you." "Oh, you were?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shook your hand." He said, "How about a pound?" I didn't want to fucking give you a pound, dude. I just give you the namaste. Move your ass on.
Rob hit him with the namaste, quick selfie, and I'm out. Yeah, that's
I need to take a picture with it. Namaste. I said, "I'ma stay. I'm gonna stay my ass right over here. You stay your ass right over there."
I didn't know you in the bathroom with me. That man is 6'9". How you not know that man was in the bathroom with
There's
you?
some other giant at the urinal next to you. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
My bad. All right, it's a good place to stop.
Is that's this day's week? I'ma stay. I'ma stay my ass right over
I'ma
here.
stay. This week's show is called I'ma Stay.
Old pissy fingers.
I'ma Stay, aka Old Pissy Fingers.
Old pissy fingers.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my goodness. That's the title of the show, Pissy Fingers.
You know what? People must look at these shows and think we're insane, but I always hope in the back of my mind somebody's waiting for the moment that they hear that line and they're like, "Oh, there's a line for the show."